Hello, welcome to the Southern Bible Thumper channel. In this upload, we are starting a new book of the Bible, Second Kings. Then Moab rebelled against Israel after the death of Ahab, and Ahaziah fell down through a lattice in his upper chamber that was in Samaria, and was sick. And he sent messengers and said unto them, Go, inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, whether I shall recover of this disease. But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, Arise, go up to meet the messengers of the king of Samaria, and say unto them, Is it not because there is not a God in Israel that ye go to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? Now therefore, thus saith the Lord, Thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die. And Elijah departed. And when the messengers turned back unto him, he said unto them, Why are ye now turned back? And they said unto him, There came a man up to meet us, and said unto us, Go, turn again unto the king that sent you, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Is it not because there is not a God in Israel that thou sendest to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron? Therefore thou shalt not come down from that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die. And he said unto them, What manner of man was he which came up to meet you, and told you these words? And they answered him, He was an hairy man, and girt with a girdle of leather about his loins. And he said, It is Elijah the Tishbite. Then the king sent unto him a captain of 50 with his 50. And he went up to him, and behold, he sat on the top of an hill. And he spake unto him, Thou man of God, the king hath said, Come down. And Elijah answered and said to the captain of 50, If I be a man of God, then let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And there came down fire from heaven and consumed him and his 50. Again also he sent unto him another captain of 50 with his 50. And he answered and said unto him, O man of God, thus hath the king said, Come down quickly. And Elijah answered and said unto them, If I be a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume thee and thy 50. And the fire of God came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. And he sent again a captain of the third 50 with his 50. And the third captain of 50 went up and came and fell on his knees before Elijah and besought him and said unto him, O man of God, I pray thee, let my life and the life of these 50 thy servants be precious in thy sight. Behold, there came fire down from heaven and burned up the two captains of the former 50s with their 50s. Therefore, let my life now be precious in thy sight. And the angel of the Lord said unto Elijah, Go down with him, be not afraid of him. And he arose and went down with him unto the king. And he said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, For as much as thou hast sent messengers to inquire of Beelzebub, the god of Ekron, is it not because there is no God in Israel to inquire of his word? Therefore thou shalt not come down off that bed on which thou art gone up, but shalt surely die. So he died according to the word of the Lord which Elijah had spoken. And Jeroboam, Joram Jehoram reigned in his stead in the second year of Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, because he had no son. Now, the rest of the acts of Ahaziah, which he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So close to it being perfect, wasn't I? 1 Kings 22. King Ahab wants to go to war for two territories and asks Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, for help. Jehoshaphat wants godly confirmation before participating. King Ahab brings 400 prophets, all who agree this is a good idea. One prophet fashions horns as a performative gesture of encouragement to go to war. King Jehoshaphat of Judah asks for a real godly prophet, and a messenger brings Micaiah. He gives a prophecy from God telling King Ahab not to go to war. King Ahab imprisons Micaiah, displeased with his prophecy. Ahab dies in war. This chapter details the rise of King Jehoshaphat of Judah, who was Asa's son. We are also introduced to King Ahaziah, Ahab's son. The current chapter. King Ahaziah, Ahab's son, is injured by falling through a window. He sends messengers to seek an answer about his condition from Beelzebub. An angel tells Elijah to ask the messengers if they seek an answer from Beelzebub because there is no God in Israel. Elijah also communicates that Ahaziah will die. Ahaziah is so angry he sends 100 men to Elijah, who calls down an all-consuming fire onto the men. Ahaziah dies. King Joram Ahab's son, Ahaziah's brother, rules Israel next. Summarizing 2 Kings 1. So, after Ahab dies, the territory of Moab rebels against Israel. So, Ahab is the king of Israel. And we're going to learn in chapter 3 that Moab has been supplying Israel with livestock. Ahab's son is Ahaziah. He injures himself by falling through a window. He asks his messengers to consult their god Beelzebub for answers on if he will recover. An angel of the Lord, an angel of the Lord came to Elijah and told him, "Meet the messengers and ask them, are you going to Beelzebub because there is no God in Israel? Also, tell him that the Lord says that Ahaziah is going to die." So Elijah meets the messengers, tells them this information, and in verse 5, King Ahaziah asks, like, why are you back so quick? And they tell King Ahaziah, a man came to meet us and told us that you're going to die and asked us, are you going to Beelzebub because there's no God in Israel? The king asked for more details, and after describing him, the king recognizes that it's Elijah. So then King Ahaziah is so angry. He sends Elijah a captain with 50 men. They get to Elijah, tell him to come down, and Elijah prays down an all consuming fire on the men. So then, after King Ahaziah finds out about this, he sends another group of 50 men with a captain, and the same thing happens. They tell Elijah to get down. Elijah prays down an all consuming fire. So then the king sent a third captain. He sent a third captain with 50 more men, but this captain asked Elijah for mercy, and he says, I know what happened to the other 102 men. Please have respect for my life. So the angel of the Lord tells Elijah that it's okay for him to come down and go with this captain back to the king. When he gets there, he tells the king, this is what God says, asking him again, is it because there's no God in Israel that you're consulting Beelzebub? And then Elijah tells the king again directly that you're going to die from this injury. Verse 17, Ahaziah died, and his brother Joram succeeds as king. Now, also, we're going to see in verse 18 that change in leadership in the territory of Israel. Now you see this book being referred to again, okay, the kings of Israel. But for me, this was a bit confusing because I read this in the King James, and this is just a typo. Jehoram is the king of uh, Judah, and Joram is the king of Israel. Okay, so we see this reflected in some of these other translations. Joram, okay, and Joram is as Ahaziah's brother, Ahab's son, because Ahaziah doesn't have a son. So we see, since he had no son, Joram became king in Ahaziah's place. Okay, but we see that a typo uh, repeated in some places. When we go to the interlinear, we see Joram and Jehoram. When we get to 2 Kings chapter 8, verse 16, we see this confirmation. I already read this, so I'm not reading ahead, but when I saw this, it helped me to clear this up. So Joram, son of Ahab, king of Israel, when Jehoshaphat was king of Judah. Okay. And Jehoram, son of Jehoshaphat. So this clears it up completely that it's not Jehoram twice. Joram is the king of Israel. Jehoram is the king of Jehoram is the king of Judah. But that did throw me off. Okay, so that's Second Kings chapter 1. Thank you for clicking on the video. I love you. Have a wonderful day.